Hello and welcome to Doordarshan News. I am Sidhant Sibal with my co-anchor Sonia, and let's go straight to the top headlines. Nation today celebrates its 65th Republic Day with traditional fervor and enthusiasm. Nation military might and cultural wealth will be on display at Republic Day parade in the national capital. Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe will be the chief guest at the parade. In his address to the nation on the eve of Republic Day, President Pranab Mukherjee exhorts the countrymen to give a stable government at the centre, says whosoever comes to power must have undiluted commitment to stability, honesty and country's development. Former CSIR Chief Dr. R. Maheshlekar and Yoga Guru BKS Iyengar chosen for Padma Vibhushan. Singer Begum Parveena Sultana, actor Kamal Hassan, tennis player Leander Pace and Vidya Balan among other Padma awardees. And in sports, third one-day international between India and New Zealand at Auckland ends in tie. Jadeja remains unbeaten at 66. Nation today celebrates its 65th Republic Day. Main attraction of the celebrations would be the Grand Republic Day parade at Rajpath in capital. India's military might and its rich cultural heritage will be on full display at the parade. The military hardware will primarily feature indigenously developed supersonic fourth generation light combat aircraft Tejas, the main battle tank MBT Arjun Mk2, the transport aircraft C-130J Super Hercules and the gigantic C-17 Globemaster. Along with modern weaponry system, contingents from armed forces, paramilitary forces and NCC cadets will be marching to the beats of the bands preceding them in perfect unison. Another visual treat during the grand show will be the tableau from different states and ministries displaying a mini India. The tableau will provide a kaleidoscopic view of the country's economic strength, cultural heritage and development of science and technology. From the construction of the Pir Panjal railway tunnel in Kashmir to a tribute to Assamese singer Bhupen Hazarika, and from the story of valiant Tipu Sultan to an evocation of the confluence of nomadic tribes in Jammu and Kashmir. This year's Republic Day will be special for 18 million hearing impaired citizens of the country. For the first time in country's history, this year's Republic Day live telecast will have a sign language interpretation as well. Doordarshan has decided to telecast Republic Day with sign language interpretation in 3 of its channels: DD News, DD Bharati and DD Urdu. The live telecast of Republic Day parade in sign language is one more step in this endeavor to make all information accessible to everyone irrespective of disability. In a first, national broadcaster Doordarshan will also telecast the live proceedings of Republic Day celebrations from Rajpath in high definition. The high definition content will also be streamed live on YouTube. The Republic Day parade will be telecast live in all the channels of Doordarshan, including its regional channels as well as All India Radio. Telecast the Republic Day parade will be the additional facility of sign language interpretation. The live telecast of Republic Day parade will have an inset box on the screen through which the sign language expert will interpret the proceedings. Doordarshan has already made elaborate arrangements to cover the entire ceremony in high definition. Prasar Bharati CEO Jawahar Sarkar has welcomed the initiative and said that as any of our prime satellite channels can be watched from anywhere by anyone, it serves the cause of our specially abled friends if one national channel is dedicated to sign language. Director General of DD News SM Khan said that the initiative is a part of DD's commitment to facilitate access to the Republic Day parade and commentary to people with disabilities. President Pranab Mukherjee, in his speech on the eve of Republic Day on Saturday, asked the countrymen to give a stable government at the centre, saying fractured government leads to an unhappy eventuality. He said, whosoever comes to power must have undiluted commitment to stability, honesty and country's development. The President also urged the citizens to cast their votes in the forthcoming general elections with responsibility. He further added that every citizen has a responsibility in this regard and the country should not be let down. A total of 127 people will be conferred with Padma Awards this year. Former CSIR Chief Dr. R. Mahesh Lekar and Yoga Guru BKS Iyengar are chosen for Padma Vibhushan Awards this year. A total of 24 people will be conferred with Padma Bhushan Award. The list includes renowned singer Begum Parveen Sultana, actor Kamal Hassan, writers Anita Desai and Ruskin Bond, badminton coach Pulela Gopichand, tennis player Leander Pace, and late Justice Jagdish Saran Verma, among others. A total of 101 people will be conferred with Padma Shri. The list includes tabla player Vijay Ghate, sand artist Sudarshan Patnaik, actor Pravesh Rawal, actress Vidya Balan, Dr. Kamini A. Rao, Delhi University's Vice Chancellor Professor Dinesh Singh, women cricketer player Anjum Chopra, cricketer Yuvraj Singh, and social worker late Narendra Dabholkar. The Padma Awards are conferred by the Government of India to individuals who excel in the field of art, education, industry, literature, science, sports, social welfare, medicine, public life, and others. Young Mahika Gupta from Delhi saved her brother during the deadly floods in Kedarnath last year, while Shubham of Maharashtra saved the lives of two girls who were trapped in a car that caught fire. Like Mahika and Shubham, there are many more inspiring stories of children from across the country who are being facilitated on the occasion of Republic Day. In total, 20 children from various parts of the country are being honored by the National Bravery Award, while 5 children are being awarded posthumously for their extraordinary bravery. Ministers from around 20 countries gathered to discuss ways to capitalize on the success of Bali trade talks and move ahead with Doha development agenda. The purpose of the meeting was to initiate a dialogue on how to build on the success of the recently concluded WTO Ministerial Conference in Bali. The overwhelming need for structural reforms to sustain economic growth resonated at the World Economic Forum, even as global leaders cautioned that monetary stimulus tapering and deflation could hurt the fragile recovery. On India, discussions mainly veneered around country's reform agenda, outcome of upcoming general elections and ensuing political developments with the advent of the Aam Aadmi Party. As the 44th World Economic Forum annual meeting with the participation of 2,500 delegates draws to a close on Saturday, a sense of cautious optimism prevailed, especially since there was no impending dark clouds over the global economic horizon. India and Japan discussed ways to enhance defense, security, and economic cooperation during the comprehensive summit meeting between Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh and his Japanese counterpart Shinzo Abe, Prime Minister of Japan Shinzo. The two leaders held extensive talks in the national capital. Shinzo is on a 3-day visit to India. He is the first Japanese Prime Minister to be the chief guest at the Republic Day parade. Ukraine's President Viktor Yanukovych offered the post of Prime Minister to opposition leader Arseniy Yatsenyuk. He also offered former boxer Vitaly Klitschko the position of Deputy Prime Minister. In response, the opposition leader did not explicitly say whether they accepted the offer, but repeated the demands for new presidential elections. The offer came after talks on Saturday with the opposition in a new effort to end the deadly unrest that has spread across the country. The protests began in November after Ukraine decided not to sign an accord on more cooperation with the European Union. 5 persons were killed in clashes on Saturday as explosions and protests marked the 3rd anniversary of Egypt's 2011 uprising, with thousands taking to the streets despite fears of terrorist attack. 2 persons were killed in Mina in southern Egypt, a third in Cairo, 1 in Giza, and 1 woman was killed in Alexandria. At least 15 people were injured in clashes as police dispersed anti-government protests. Police used tear gas and bird shots to scatter supporters of ousted President Mohamed Morsi and other anti-government activists. On to sports news. India kept the 5-match ODI series alive after a dramatic tie in the 3rd game against New Zealand at the Eden Park in Auckland today. New Zealand, who have an unassailable 2-0 lead, were once again poised to win, but late heroics from Ravindra Jadeja saved India the blushes and gave them a chance to tie the series. Chasing New Zealand's stiff target of 315, largely built around opener Martin Goodlip's 111, India came back from the 2-time runner-up. Leena finally won her first Australian women's single title at Melbourne on Saturday after beating Slovakian Dominika Čibulková 7-6, 6-0 in the final. It was the 31-year-old's second major title after 2011 French Open.
After losing in the 2011 and 2013 finals, adding to the...
Well, time for the recap of the headlines. Nation today celebrates its 65th Republic Day with traditional fervor and enthusiasm. Nation military might and cultural wealth will be on display at Republic Day parade in the national capital. Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe will be chief guest. In his address to the nation on the eve of Republic Day, President Pranab Mukherjee exhorts the countrymen to give a stable government at the centre. Says whosoever comes to power must have undiluted commitment to stability, honesty and country's development. Former CSIR Chief Dr. R. Mahesh Lekar and Yoga Guru BKS Iyengar chosen for Padma Vibhushan. Singer Begum Praveena Sultana, actor Kamal Hassan, tennis player Leander Paes and Vidya Balan among other Padma awardees. And in sports, 3rd one-day international between India and New Zealand at Auckland ends in a tie. Jadeja remains unbeaten at 66. Well, that's all in this edition of the news. Thanks for watching. Namaskar.